that goes on way too long and never seems to improve. And now back to Rad Radio.
Got this email, rad@radradio.com. It's from Shelly.
Hey, Shelly.
Came in on Monday afternoon, said, I had the best experience with LMS garage doors.
Yeah.
Alyssa returned my pre-working hours phone call and had me scheduled before noon to get someone out to fix my broken springs.
Oh, nice.
Christian, the workhorse,
Of course, yes.
showed
My
up
God, that poor guy.
right as scheduled, and in what seemed like no time had my garage door back in smooth working order. Better than new, I think. What great customer service. Truly nice people and smart professionals who know what they are doing. We've been partnered with LMS Garage Doors for, 9 months or so, and Jordan, one of the owners of LMS Garage Doors, joins us now in studio. Hi, Jordan.
Hey, Rob. Hey, guys.
So, let's a couple things. It's a family-owned business, and the L and the M and the S are what?
Last names.
Last names of the three owners.
Yes, sir.
So your last name.
I'm Loader.
Okay.
And then Miller is my brother. We have.
And that's Christian?
Yes, that's Christian.
Because I've joked that Christian isn't even part of the family.
I mean, at this point, he's got to work so much.
And then there's the other guy who doesn't want to be known.
Correct.
That's the S. Okay.
The S is silent.
Exactly. And you and I had lunch yesterday, and you would not shut up about how amazing Alyssa is.
Alyssa is the glue. Like Christian and I, we get made fun of like running around with underwear on our head. Like we don't get what we get done without Alyssa. She is the one.
Nice.
So first things first, we did a garage door giveaway with you last month, and thank you so much for doing that. My understanding is this is progressing with the maggot and everything's going well?
Everything's going well. Actually, I think we just talked. I think he had a rough weekend. I think he was in the hospital this past weekend.
God.
So we were following up with him. Yeah. Awesome guy. Awesome maggot. And he actually gave the door to his sister. And so they're looking at upgrading it and getting some different options.
That's
so
so
we're working
sweet.
about that. So I think we're going to order it this week, actually. So
And this is an actual new garage door.
new garage door.
Right.
Yep.
Now, you're a maggot.
Yeah.
You grew up listening to us, is my understanding.
Yeah. I think the first time I heard you guys, I was like 5 years old.
In Reno, right?
In Reno.
You started in Reno, and then, like
Oh,
us,
my
you
Lord.
progressed to Sacramento physically eventually?
Yeah, and I met my wife, so we've been friends for a long time, and then her family's all based out of here, and so I had to follow.
So, speaking of your wife,
Yes.
another joke that we've made consistently, you have to me an extraordinarily large family. You just had, I believe, your fourth child?
I just he's 3 months old.
Wow.
Okay. I did like, and I hope I don't get in trouble for this, but we were talking about this yesterday at lunch. You and I do share the opinion that children are fairly worthless until they're 2 when they have a personality.
Oh, yeah, 100%. From I mean, they're cute. I took a video yesterday of like my oldest son making the youngest laugh, but like, I'm a bag of bones at this point. I can't. He doesn't want me.
Right, exactly. Yeah. But while we were talking, speaking of your family and your kids, you like just nonchalantly dropped this bomb about your 7-year-old son.
Correct.
You got to brag about this kid and go.
And we've just put him in the right situation. He loves, at 4 years old, we put him in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And the reason for it is it's just really hard. And for me personally, I just thought it was a great idea. My kids go through hardships, learn how to lose.
Right.
Yeah,
And he just took to it.
And Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is a lot of what you see in UFC and other stuff. For people that just want to know, like, which one is that?
Like arm bars and choking and submissions, that's Jiu-Jitsu. It's a little bit of wrestling, a little bit of throwing, a little bit of submission.
So you put him into it. Did he want to go into it at 4? Or did you just
he
put him
didn't
into
know what
it?
he wanted.
Okay.
I just put him into it.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
so, like at 4, is he arm barring and wrestling other 4-year-olds?
It is straight. It is hurting cats. It is a mess at 4 years old. So you're just working with them, and you're like, is this even worth it? And then all of a sudden, at 6 months in, this 4-year-old is starting to do moves, and he just took to it. Like it is one of his favorite things in the world to do. I don't push it. I'm like, hey, let's skip today. He's like, no, Dad, we're not skipping today. I want to go hang out with friends, the community, his teachers, his professors. So then he got the opportunity to last month go to Florida. And
he's 7 now.
7.
Okay,
yeah.
so he's been in it for 3 years.
He's been in it for 3 years, and he did phenomenal. At his weight and age, he is #1 in the world. Right?
Oh my God! In the world?
#1 in the world.
Wow!
At his weight and age. Thank you.
You had and that was the whole Florida trip. Point was to get that certified.
Yeah, and I,
#1 in the world.
Wow! No, that is
and that's to his
huge.
professors and coaches. And I mean, in his work ethic, like he's built different in the brain. Like he gets after it.
Damn,
but
I'll say.
he just loves it.
I feel like there should have been streamers or something exploding right now. Like that's not, you know what I mean? It's not
I know.
#1 in Sacramento or
No.
number one in the U.S. It's like number one in the world.
Yeah, he faced some kids from Brazil and from England.
Yes.
Now that we're at 7, this is no joke. They're going after each other.
Yeah, no, it is legit. Like,
my
and
gosh.
you don't realize he's been doing this since he was 4. So like his strength, like the day is coming. The reason I roll jujitsu is so that way he doesn't kill me when he turns 12, 10. So I get after it.
But you also mentioned, which and you we were talking yesterday. You got into it because he was into it. Great dad. That's what a dad should do. But you're kind of built like me. You're lanky.
Exactly.
Whereas your kid, you describe him, and he's like what, stout? Is that the word?
Yeah. He is built like a freight train at this point. Like I don't know where it skipped. I wish I could have got it, but he's like 7 years old, short, and like 60 plus pounds of solid.
So he's
muscle.
not going to be intimidated by your size. It'll just be the dad look.
Or my
That'll
dad
get him.
voice.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah,
that like,
yeah,
"Ah!"
yeah.
You
yeah.
hope. Yeah.
yeah.
We're talking to Christian from LMS Garage Doors. Got this email also, rad@radradio.com from Lori.
Hey, Lori.
Says, Rob, you have the best radvertisers. I came home a few days ago to a broken garage spring, and I immediately called LMS Garage Doors. Spoke to someone super friendly, probably Alyssa, who got me an appointment quickly and said a tech would be out between 3 and 4 on Friday. Opened the door at 3 p.m. Friday to a smiling Christian. I don't know how you know his religion, but okay.
Hey.
He was super friendly, professional, and efficient. I appreciate his hard work and would highly recommend them to anyone in need of anything garage door related. Thanks for yet another successful radvertiser. Now, I've had you and Christian out at Williams Manor.
Yes.
Because I had the same thing. This is what we talk about when it comes to just the repair part. As we say in our commercials, you never think about it, and then you go, crap, I can't get my car out. So what is the like the delineation of duties here between you and Christian?
So Christian is the workhorse. Like currently right now, I think he's loading a giant door onto a trailer and heading to a job site as he's listening to this, hopefully.
Yeah, when you said you had them at your house, I'm like, to entertain? Because how would Christian be able to go?
No.
I mean, I
Right, he'd be
supervised.
working.
I was there supervising just to make sure he didn't touch nothing.
We were watching on the camera, and we're like, well, Jordan doesn't really do anything, does he? Whatever.
Right? Yeah, just dancing around. No,
Oh my gosh,
so
that's
Christian does the
great.
service, and so when we started, we're a small company, and so when we started, there's not a ton of money going around, and so Christian is the guy that needs to get paid. He's got little ones as well. I was working 2 jobs, and so Christian has just settled into that role of being the service tech. Installs and pre-sites we do together. So if you get a new garage door, it's either Christian or myself going out, ordering, advertising, emails, like all of that stuff is me on the back end. So that's how we.
It's a good team.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Now, the very first time we met and had lunch, you talked about your goal. I'll paraphrase, and you can clean it up for me. Your goal is to be the biggest and the best here for now. Whether or not you expand, that'll come down the road. But your whole thing is about customer service.
Yes.
And without getting into too much of it, your industry sucks.
Yeah, no, we're slimy. We are the I mean, I know everybody, contractors in general are slimy, but I believe garage doors are the slimy.
I mean, some of the stories you've told me and that have been confirmed are just despicable, and you really take pride in this whole thing of. I know you get out as quickly as you can.
Yeah.
As you get more popular with the maggots, some people are like, "You can't come today." It's like, well, come on,
yeah.
give us a break. It's a day or two.
Yes.
But you and Christian, you guys are you're such good guys. But what is this spring thing? This seems to be like when it comes to repair. We'll get to garage doors in a minute. Why are springs just popping off everywhere?
So people think that and this is garage door nerd talk, so I'm so sorry,
Awesome.
but like the spring is the actual strength that lifts the door. It's not your opener. It is the springs at the top. So if you use your door like you use my door is used by all my kids as a front door, it's getting used over and over and over, and those springs are winding, unwinding, winding, unwinding. And when they pop, that door loses the weight of the door, hits the ground, and it's really, really heavy.
Okay, so really stupid question.
No such thing.
I've always had that thought of, wait a minute, we are using our garage door like an entrance for whatever reason. Like you could go out a different door to put the garbage in the garbage can, but I use the garage door, and in my mind I'm going, we shouldn't be doing this. So it is true, right? Every single time you press that button, the wear and the tear is taking its toll on the garage door.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. Now, you told me a story yesterday that, here we have dudes that think they can fix these things. And this is where Christian is like the pro from what you told me. Yeah. These springs are dangerous.
They're really dangerous. And I know there's guys and gals that listen to the show probably have messed with them before. We had an operation one time where we got a call from a landlord that said, "Hey, my spring on the tenant's house just broke. Can you go out there and fix it?" He's kind of a MacGyver. He's a do-it-yourselfer. And I've told him already, like, please don't touch it. I don't know anything about garage doors, but it's dangerous. We said the same thing to the homeowner. We'll be out there in like 3 hours. We got out there and his face was cut open.
Oh my
because
God.
He was trying to wind it with screwdrivers.
Oh no.
And like we have steel winding bars, and like it's dangerous. And so the screwdriver broke, cut his face open.
Jeez.
The whole door was going bananas, and it was just not a good look, and it was totally avoidable.
Yeah.
He wound up in the hospital, right? He had to go to the hospital.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That
Oh,
is
God.
that
It's
is
like Frankenstein.
that's stubborn.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm
gonna do
gonna-
it myself.
I'll have this fixed before they even get here.
That's right. That's right.
Do you remember, because I don't pay attention when I know I have really trained professionals that are handling the job. Do you remember what was going on at Williams Manor when you came out? Was it a spring?
No, the wiring was messed up for the photo eyes, the little sensors at the bottom of the door, and then the spring needed more tension because when it was getting to a certain point in the radius as it was going up, again, garage door nerd talk, as it was going up, it was just not liking it, and so it was thinking it was actually opening into something. So it was a mixture of stuff.
Because you guys, because it was the same thing. The door just wouldn't open. The Corvette was trapped, which that's not okay. But you guys not only fixed that, but then you went above and beyond and like completely like kind of redid some of the installation in like 30 minutes or improved it, I guess.
Yeah. And
Okay.
the rail of the opener was dragging on the top of the door, and so we popped that up, and just standard stuff for us nerds.
So one more on the repair thing, because this is where most of you will think of LMS garage doors. It's so great when radvertisers meet radvertisers, and I got a note from Ian from Tech to You.
Oh yay, Ian!
Yesterday, and he said, I've got to tell you about LMS. I said, well, that's perfect timing. So he sent in an email and said, at the beginning of the summer heat wave, my garage door started acting up. It would only rise about a foot before lowering back down.
Oh, that's lovely.
The company that installed a new opener and door for me early last year had been unresponsive to all my calls and texts,
Of course.
despite the minor issues that cropped up since the installation. So when the door finally refused to open, I was relieved to have a reason to reach out to LMS and put an end to my frustrations. To my surprise, Jordan from LMS replied to my message late in the evening and was at my home first thing the next morning to help us get our cars out of the garage. Jordan and his brother were fantastic to work with. Their communication was excellent. It was clear they're experts. They discovered that the door had been installed incorrectly and quickly realigned it. It's been 2 months since their adjustment. The door is working better than it did the day it was installed. No more rattles halfway up the rail. As a radvertiser, it's always great to work with another company that Rad promotes and to have such a positive experience. Thanks, Jordan. And the LMS crew. Ian is one of our favorites around here.
Yeah,
He's my
for
favorite.
sure.
He is so
Right?
nice.
He's so amazing.
Yeah,
Isn't he so nice?
so nice.
He
So
makes you
nice.
feel so good about yourself.
And that's the first rad email that has mentioned my name. So thank you, Ian.
I know, right?
That's
I
right.
was surprised he didn't say Christian.
Jordan's brother. Let's go.
That was what, Jordan showed up? Wait a minute. Where's Christian?
How much time do you spend fixing horrible installations by other companies?
A lot. Yeah, coming out. And I mean, they'll survive for a while. Like garage doors, I mean, a lot of us ignore them. I get it. You got other things. You've got 12 kids or whatever. And so you ignore it, and then things get really bad. And doors can handle a lot, but then there comes that point where it's not going to handle it.
Emails coming in, rad@radradio.com. Talking to Jordan from LMS Garage Doors. Jay says, I've got my garage door that functions properly, goes up and down. However, it's not very smooth. It goes up kind of violently.
Oh.
I feel like something's going to break eventually. Could you give me an idea of what's wrong with it? Do I need a tune-up from you?
It could need lubricated, like if the rollers are getting stuck and it's getting jammed. But if it's being used by an opener and it's really jerky on the way up, or when you first started on the way down, it could be a spring issue. They need to be adjusted because it's jarring it.
And so from my personal experience and others I've talked to, it is the kind of thing that most of us ignore, and then it becomes a huge problem.
Yeah.
I would almost want it to be the reason I'm having to come out is because it's slow. That violent, like it's going too fast, I would think the same thing.
Yeah.
Something is going to break.
Yeah, especially when it's jumping. Like when things are like jugga, like that's an issue.
Matthew says, unlike most of you, I rarely use my garage door. Is that a problem? Should I be using it more often to keep it functional and keep the spring in shape?
No, I would just keep it lubricated. Like it's steel on steel part, keep it lubricated.
Is that something he can do himself?
Oh,
Just
yeah.
get the WD-40 and be a guy?
There's garage door sprays that you can use. That's like, again, garage door nerds are like WD-40 is the way to go, and then the other half is like never look at it or touch it. But when we get done doing service, if our customers want, especially the advertisers, we show them where to lubricate it and where all those points are, so that way they can keep their door going.
You have this really cool story that you told me yesterday too about this 90-year-old couple that has you come out every 3 months just to service the door.
That's just
Yeah,
sweet.
we I won't use their names, but everybody, the whole crew knows when we see this phone number, we're like, okay. So we go out there and service the store every 3 months. It does not need to be serviced every 3 months. I think he's 92, 93 years old. And he just wants Christian to come out there and do a couple chores. Christian's got a strong back. So please don't call us to move your furniture. But Christian does a great job. So we put aside, like, we'll go service the door. We'll go look at it. And then if we got to change fire alarms and stuff like that, we do it for him only.
Oh, that's really nice, you guys. So
Yes,
how
it
often
is.
does it happen that somebody backs their car up into a garage or like pulls up into the driveway and smashes the garage and you guys have to go out there and fix it?
I couldn't believe the answer to this question at lunch yesterday.
So much. So much. And I mean, that's the best phone call when someone calls you and they're like, listen, don't tell anybody. Don't tell my wife when she gets home. I ran into the door. It's off track. Can you help me today?
And now you answered this for me yesterday. How does this happen at such frequency?
You jump in your car, you get on your phone, you think you click the button, you put it into reverse, you're looking at Instagram or whatever, and you back right into your door as it's going up or before it's gone up.
Oops. Yeah, no, so that wouldn't be my story, but I feel in the future there's going to be a call because I back up into the driveway, not into the garage, but back up, right?
Yeah.
And the car's beeping, telling me I'm getting closer to the door.
Yeah.
But there are some times where I gun it. And I just know I'm going to hit it one of these days. I just know it's bound to happen because I've done it before in the past, years ago, in a different house.
I mean,
Bam. Inside the garage, my husband would hang tennis balls.
Yeah, so you know where to do. We see that all the time.
He
It's
needs
great.
to hang one outside the garage door because my beep doesn't now. And he always tells me, "Oh, just look at that line. Get right there." And I'm like, "That's a dude talk." No.
So do you ever get, I did this as a kid. I didn't ruin the garage door, but it came close to happening where it was an electric garage door, of course, so it's shutting. And I would do this thing where I would get my skateboard or my bike out, and then I would try to jump over the little lines, the lasers, and then I would smack my head on the garage as it was coming down.
Dude, when I was a kid, I knocked myself out by doing that. I was headed out to go snowboarding and just laid myself out flat.
Oh, no.
We've all done it.
We're talking to Jordan from LMS Garage Doors online at lmsgaragedoors.com. I want to jump to this. We'll get back to all these repair horror stories, but Ilya wrote in, because this is a big deal for what LMS does. Does Jordan service and install industrial shop doors?
Yeah, actually, that's a couple that we're doing today. We do all different sorts of applications for industrial doors, sheet doors, rolling steel, commercial sectional, all of that stuff. So yeah, give us a call.
And you'll service commercial, you do residential as well. And what's the brewery that everybody knows?
Shout out to Moonraker Brewing. They're located in Auburn and in Cameron Park. And if you've been out to the Cameron Park facility, they're amazing people, and took a shot on us, and we ended up installing all of their garage doors. So if you walk into their brew facility, you'll see it's all glass doors that all go up and open into the middle.
Whoa.
It's wide open, and we got to install all those, and it's a gorgeous spot.
Now, if you're a homeowner, other than vanity or resale, because that's what a lot of people do, why get a garage door? Why call you and say, okay, I want a garage door to replace what I have?
Yeah, I mean, that is a big portion is you see your neighbor got a new one and you're like, I don't want Steve better than my garage door. I can get a better looking one. We love that. But then curb appeal, of course. But then also safety's an issue too. Like we see a lot and we get that emergency phone call, like the door was going up, and as you look at your door in the way it's drooping in the opening, and you're like, man, maybe I can get another 6 months out of this, and all of a sudden the whole thing falls out. Things are going crazy. I mean, and it's common. And so safety is a big issue. Also, Sacramento's hot. Sacramento is stupid hot.
Stupid hot.
And again, when we're working in these spaces, you get done at night, and I know I'm like my garage door. I am a garage door guy, and my garage door is garbage. And I touch my door at night after the sun goes down, and it's 1,000,000 degrees. I mean, like you can't keep your hand on it. And so insulating that door, makes a difference, especially if you've got an upstairs above your garage. So a lot of things like that. So safety, your insulation, your R value.
Well, you brought up too, if you live in a 2-story house, if your insulation if I remember correctly, in the garage is poor
or non-existent,
then it's heating up your house, your bedroom or whatever.
My in-laws have a house that was built in the early 2000s when they were throwing them up as fast as possible, and literally whatever the temperature of the garage is, it's going to be the temperature of that in the rooms upstairs. And so, again, if back to that garage door thing, if you get direct sun, it's steel. It's going to stay hot for a while. And so it's 10 o'clock at night, your garage door is on fire, your upstairs is on fire, and you're like, this is weird.
So the garage door envy, I never thought it was a thing. Because like on our street, all the garage doors are they're normal. They all kind of just match, right? Yeah. But when I go walking around in our neighborhood, that's where I get into trouble, where I never thought I would be envious of garage doors. Yeah. I'm like, what? Well, what is this? How'd they get that? What the hell? And then you start like, whatever. I don't even know. Is it good? Who cares? It just looks so neat, And I'm like, really, a garage? Never thought I would have garage envy.
And if you have garage door envy, or it's an older home, or you're thinking of resale, what are we talking here for garage doors in terms of price?
A new garage door, like a 16-foot by 7-foot tall standard 2-car garage installed from LMS is $1,750.
And how extravagant can it get? Like Dawn would want the barn door thing.
I would. That has me too.
I mean, for example, it can get crazy. Like everything can get crazy, but like I quoted out a door the other day. It was $42,000.
$42,000.
So what do you want to do?
On a house?
On a house.
Not a business.
Not a business. So what you want?
I would imagine the house matches that, because if you live in a normal neighborhood like I do, you put that kind of garage door in.
That's odd.
Yeah, very odd.
So what does a $42,000 garage door look like? I mean, is it made out of certain material, or is it
almost
your
bulletproof?
size?
It's like it's got an R value of like 20. Some
what
of them
does that
are
mean?
like R value, like in your walls, like the way the heat transfers and whatnot. That's not the right term, but R value, at the insulation, how durable it is, and then the outside. The outside can be like an infinity glass, so like you can't see through it, but it looks like just a solid glass wall. Copper. You can get a copper garage. I mean, we can do wild stuff.
Can you give us 15 more minutes?
Yeah,
I got to take a break, and we got a bunch of emails. I just want to get the questions out because people are so interested, and that's always great. We'll be right back with Jordan from LMS Garage Doors.
Rob, anybody, and Dawn. The Rob, anybody, and Dawn. This is the Rob, Anybody, and Dawn Show, or as most of you call it, two boomers and some cool people. This is Rad Radio.
Got this email, rad@radradio.com, from Jackson.
Hey, Jackson.
We are talking with Jordan from LMS Garage Doors. We told the story earlier of Jordan showing up on a site where the guy, the renter, I guess it was, just had to work on the spring of his garage door, and his face is busted open. Jackson says, we've had our garage door spring break before. It sounds like a bomb or something gigantic falling if you've never heard it before. And I've heard they can be fatal if they hit you the wrong way.
Oh, my gosh.
Well, I haven't known anybody to die yet.
Good.
But yeah. No, well, you know the old school tilt-up doors, like the single pieces? Yeah. Those ones we called Widowmakers because the springs were on the sides. And a lot of times, and this is something for people to watch out for if you still got that, especially in downtown Sac, when they let off, there's nothing holding them to the door. So sometimes, like, when they go, they'll end up in the front yard.
Oh, damn. Oh,
my. So that,
be fun to watch.
What is the shelf life on a garage door? So, like, if you buy a home that was originally built 20, 30 years ago and it's the original garage door, is there a point at which it's like you just have to replace the garage door?
No, I wouldn't say that. If you keep up maintenance, it's like your car. It's steel on steel parts. So if you never put oil in your car, you're going to make it 5 miles. So with your garage door, you just ignore it. It's going to deteriorate. It's going to fall apart. And so if you keep up on maintenance, if you don't hit it, if you replace some rollers, you can make, we've got doors that we don't touch that have been, put in the 80s. And all we're doing is changing hinges, changing rollers, and old people that don't hit them.
We're going to do a speed round of emails with you in just a second. When we're done with Jordan, here in about 10 minutes on RADTV at members.radradio.com, the Dogwoods Resort Canine Cam
the big little puppy
is coming up. What do we got this time, Kyle?
So this time we have our old friend. We've seen him a few times. He's the elderly German Shepherd. His name's Warren. And he's usually out by the river with his owner, taking a nice walk.
Fun.
And they're doing that again, a little more extensive this time. He's splashing around in the water. Looks like he's trying to fish for some little trout or something. It's a really cool video. So, old German Shepherd by the river we have.
Speaking of Rad TV, we just got this email from Josh, who is a better class of Rad Radio listener and watching and during the commercial breaks. If we're not doing the K9 cam, you get the sights and sounds, what's going on. He wrote in and said, Dawn is spitting out garage door talk gold. All you trash can listeners are missing out. Get your memberships. Yes, I only got to hear part of it, but it was a lot of boxes and things and other. All right, speed round. Here we go. I got a lot of emails for you. You got 7 minutes to get all these answers in. You ready?
Here we go.
All right. Alicia says, does LMS Garage Doors service Amador County? I need a tune-up on my door.
Yes.
That was easy. Kevin says, can Jordan do a high lift conversion?
Oh, we do that a lot. Yeah, it depends on your ceiling space. So, yeah, give us a call.
The hell is that?
Like, a lot of these houses have like 3 feet above the garage door, and they want to put the garage door all the way to the ceiling. So we do that a lot.
Janice says, we bought our house this past April. I have no idea how long the garage door has been on that house, if it's the original one or whatever. Do you guys come out to just take a look and assess doors and make sure everything is running smoothly and all of that? So much goes into owning a house. I didn't even think about the garage door as part of all that.
Yeah, we do. Give us a call. We do free pre-sites on garage door estimates, and then if we see something that's going on, we can make a determination on what you want to do.
And unlike most other people in your industry, you aren't like those dirty old mechanics of the 70s where you break something then and say, oh, yeah, we got to fix this.
Yeah, and Christian don't make no money on commission, so he's not looking to, sell you stuff you don't need.
Yeah.
Rory says, here's my garage door problem. While operating my garage door, the gear that links to the chain snapped off completely. Do I need to buy an entire new motor, or can it be repaired? And what could possibly cause this problem in the first place?
Wear and tear, we call it a gear and sprocket. If it's the same sprocket that I'm thinking of, give us a call. If we carry a lot of those parts on our truck, so if it is one that will work, we've got that on the truck. Give us a call.
TJ says, quick question for LMS. Do they do inspections / tune-up service similar to HVAC tune-ups?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Yes.
talk about that a little bit. This is from Ramiro.
Hey, Ramiro.
Says, what do you think about the Wi-Fi remote controllers like MyQ? Do they wear the arming more? Are they decent? I just want your opinion because I install those for my job and I have them at home as well.
Yeah, because, I want to know this because I use the app too. That
Yeah.
opens it.
I have
So
this. I have this.
here we go.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
if you listen to
this
Tech
bad?
to You Tuesdays, Ian will make you scared about. And so I don't have any of the Wi-Fi stuff. It works great. It works great. What I love about the Wi-Fi thing is the classic is you're on your way to work. It's 2 a.m. and you're like, did I shut the door? So that's
Exactly.
the beautiful thing of the Wi-Fi. It teams up with some of these delivery services. So if you're getting expensive stuff delivered to your house, it is literally keeping you up to date so they can deliver it in your garage and not leave it on your porch.
This is a little unique, but if you have work being done at your house and both you and your wife are at work, but they need to access the garage,
Correct.
they just text you and you open the door.
Open the
Yeah.
door, yeah. And some of
Yep.
these openers even have built-in cameras, so you can
Yes.
pull up the app and watch your
Yep.
dogs in the garage
That's
or
ours.
people working on. Yeah.
I'm always on the lookout.
So you have nothing negative to say? I was waiting for you to kick us in the gut.
No. I mean, I just don't think I'm that important to where somebody's gonna try to hack my garage through the Wi-Fi. So I'm not scared of it. Christian uses it all the time. I'm just lazy.
Taylor wrote in and said, as an HVAC technician, I always appreciate when someone gets to talk about their trade nerd talk with such enthusiasm. It makes me remember why I love my trade, even on the craziest days.
Aww.
Why did you get
nice.
into this? What, but you didn't grow up as a kid thinking you were going to do this, did you?
No. So I graduated in 2009. And,
Yeah.
let's go. And when that happened, there was no jobs. I didn't want to get into debt to go to school. And a garage door company in Reno just gave me an opportunity to work for them, and I loved it.
Nice.
And it started there, and then you went.
It started there, yeah. And then I moved here, and I wasn't planning on doing garage doors. I knew I wanted to own my own thing. Like, I wanted to work for me. And everybody just kept asking me to do their garage doors. And I'm like, well, what's so hard about starting a business?
It's so great. Yeah.
How do you like being the boss?
Yeah. When I went from working from 7 to 4 and now 24/7.
Yeah. And how do you work that with your brother and the other guy who doesn't want to be mentioned?
Yeah.
Like, who's the boss?
So
You gotta have a
we
boss.
Yeah. Jordan is the
you talking
leader
about
among
yourself in
equals.
third
Yeah,
person?
Yeah, in the third person.
Might be a class of 09 thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so you are the boss.
I am the boss. Yes.
I love that you
Actually,
were...
it's Alyssa. Let's all be honest.
Yeah,
it's
there you
Well,
go. That's right. It's
Alyssa
always
runs
the
it.
woman.
Yeah. A couple more. Chris says, I've owned my house for 18 years. I have done nothing to my door. I recently noticed that it seems to be noisier and the opener at times will stop for no apparent reason. Should we have it inspected?
Yes, I would have it inspected. I'd have it at least if you haven't had rollers changed out, if you haven't done anything like that, that helps a lot. So that way it's not jumping off track. And then if openers are stopping intermittently, it's going to get worse with weather, but that's pretty awesome that you've gotten so much time out of it.
Randy says, as an owner of a garage door company in Reno, I am loving seeing Jordan on the show this morning. Everything you are talking about is so spot on. The talking about hitting doors happens every day. What a great interview. Right. I mentioned earlier, the general manager of 104.7 FM and 890 AM in Sacramento was with us at lunch yesterday, and he made a comment like, you're seriously going to do a segment on garage doors? Yes.
Yeah.
And how about that? Look at the reaction.
Very entertaining.
Okay, so on the issue of garage doors, so I mean maintenance, service things, all these emergencies, they just call you. That you come out. Well, Christian goes out. You don't. Yeah. But the economy sucks.
Yeah.
Back to school, election, holidays. That doesn't mean people aren't thinking. Well, yeah, but down the road. So contacting you about like. Would you encourage people to contact you about getting a quote, getting an idea about a new garage door?
Yeah, and especially if you're looking at doing this in the future and you want an amount to save up to, like that's a lot of times is when we go out and do repairs and we can see the writing on the wall. We're saying like, look, we think we got you there. It's gonna be safe for a season, but definitely start saving up for it and then dream a little bit. We can give you different options, and so that way you and your house can decide where you want to go.
And it's a free estimate?
Free estimate.
You'll just come
in
out.
the Sacramento area.
You'll just tell them. Oh, yeah. And
If
so
you call me in Bakersfield, it's not happening.
That person wrote in about Amador County. How do you like to describe the Sacramento area? Because I know occasionally you go out of your comfort zone, but we don't want to promote that too much. But
yeah, and I really what we'll try to do is work with you. So usually when somebody calls or emails us about that, I'll ask them to do some measurements, send me some pictures. Let me see if I can give you some ranges. And then if we like where we're headed, then I'll go out there and do the final estimate.
All right. Anything we forgot? Anything you want to mention?
No, thank you guys so much. Thank you guys so much.
thank
And the
you.
maggots.
You're awesome.
You guys are amazing people. And I just appreciate you guys just giving us a shot and helping us get to where we are today.
Thank you, Jordan. You're amazing. Appreciate it. I loved you from the moment I met you. And I'm glad that Dawn and I helped raise you.
Yes.
I know, right?
For
When he
real.
said he graduated in 2009, I'm like, college, right?
Yeah.
But no, that's high school.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, me and Jordan are the same age.
Let's go, Kyle.
Jesus.
You're the age of nephews and nieces
And-
that I have.
And look at the difference between Kyle and Jordan.
I know.
In so many ways. Good and bad.
I mean, if we want to have some therapy sessions, we can go back in my life.
We're going to play Master of Movies. We got a pair of tickets to see Limp Bizkit this Friday night at the Concord Pavilion. We'll play a clip of a movie. You tell us the title of the movie and you win. Caller 18 guesses first, then 19, then 20. And if nobody knows the movie,
Open Sesame.
no winner.
You need a win.
888-989-9811-4. Master of Movies.
Rob, anybody, and Dawn. The Rob, anybody, and Dawn Show.